Okay, so what's that one thing, that one skill that really separates the good leaders from the truly great ones? It's not what you might think. It's not just about vision or charisma. Today, we're going to dive into a fundamental but so often overlooked leadership superpower, and that is self regulation. So, let me ask you something straight up. When things get heated, when the pressure is really on, are you truly leading? Or are you just reacting? Just bouncing off the chaos around you? Think about it, because it's a super important distinction. And how you answer that question, it says everything about how effective you are as a leader. Look, let's just be real for a second. Being a leader today, it can feel like you're stuck in a high-stakes pressure cooker, right? You're constantly juggling a million different things, competing demands, emotions bubbling just under the surface, the sheer weight of it all. It's like the whole environment is practically designed to push your buttons and make you react. And I bet these challenges look pretty familiar, don't they? You've got these tough decisions to make, you're navigating all these different viewpoints, constant change, team conflicts, and all of this with that constant pressure to perform. It's a perfect storm. And in that storm, it is so easy to let frustration or even anger just grab the steering wheel and totally cloud your judgment. But what if you had a tool that could cut right through all that pressure? Well, that's exactly where self-regulation comes into play. Seriously, think of it as your personal superpower. It's what lets you stay in control when everything else feels like it's spinning completely out of control. Okay, so what is this thing exactly? Well, self-regulation is basically your ability to manage your own inner world. We're talking about your emotions, those impulsive thoughts, those knee-jerk reactions, especially when you're smack in the middle of a challenge. It's all about being the thermostat that sets the temperature in the room instead of just being the thermometer that reflects it. All right, but why should you care? Why does this one skill matter so much? Because, look, getting a handle on self-regulation isn't just about you getting better. It creates this massive ripple effect that benefits your whole team, your whole organization. Let's break down exactly how that works. Benefit number one, you just make clearer, better decisions. Simple as that. When you're not getting tossed around by every emotional wave, you can actually look at a problem with a calm, focused mind. Your choices stop being knee-jerk reactions to stress and start being strategic moves that line up with your long-term goals. Second, and this one is huge, you build unshakable trust. Your team craves stability. They need to know that they can come to you even with bad news and get a fair, consistent, and respectful response. That kind of predictable, composed leadership, that is the absolute bedrock of trust. Now, we need to clear something up, because this is a really common misconception. Self-regulation does not mean you become a robot and just bottle up all your emotions. No way. It's about expressing them thoughtfully. It's the difference between you choosing your response versus letting your emotions choose it for you. Big difference. All right, number three, your self-regulation sets the tone for the entire team. It's contagious. When you model that kind of composure and make thoughtful responses, your team starts to do the same. And that directly cuts down on needless conflict and helps build a more collaborative, psychologically safe space where people can actually do their best work. And finally, let's not forget about you. This is about your own well-being. Managing your stress, managing your emotional responses, that is your number one defense against burnout. So this isn't just about being a better leader for other people. It's about building a career and a life that's actually sustainable and healthy for you. Okay, so hopefully you're sold on why this is so important. So now let's get to the good stuff, the how. Let's open up the playbook and talk about some really practical, actionable strategies you can start using like today. So here are 6 powerful steps you can take to build up this superpower. First up, practice mindfulness. This is all about being present, just noticing your thoughts without getting caught up in them. It helps you catch an emotional reaction before it completely takes over. Okay, second, develop your emotional IQ. This just means getting curious about your own triggers. What sets you off and why? When you know that, you can anticipate those situations and handle them way better. Number 3, set clear boundaries. Oh man, this is so crucial. You have to protect your time and energy so you're not always running on empty. Because when you're drained, that's when you're most likely to react poorly. All right, fourth, seek honest feedback. Go ask a few trusted colleagues how you really come across when you're under pressure. This gives you a mirror to see things about your behavior that you might be totally blind to. Fifth on our list, and this is a total game changer, practice the pause. It's so simple. Just take one deep breath before you speak or act. That tiny little gap, that's where you take back your power to choose. And last but not least, number 6, prioritize physical activity. Seriously, moving your body is one of the most
powerful, scientifically proven ways to manage stress and regulate your emotions.
When you boil it all down, it really comes down to a choice between two paths. You've got the path on the left, impulsive reactions, trust gets eroded, and it's a fast track to burnout. Then you have the path on the right, thoughtful responses, building stability, and that leads to collaboration and well-being for everyone. As a leader, every single day, you're choosing which path you and your team are going to walk down. And this is really where it all comes together, right? A leader's ability to self-regulate, it's not just some personal habit you work on. It's bigger than that. It is the absolute foundational skill that ends up shaping the health, the resilience, the entire culture of your organization. So when you really get down to it, self-regulation isn't just another skill to list on your resume. It's a genuine leadership superpower. It's what gives you the power to lead with clarity, to build that deep, unshakable trust, and to create a positive, resilient culture that doesn't just survive under pressure, it actually thrives. So there's really only one question left to ask. How are you going to use your superpower?